Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. Today I feel intuitively guided to talk about some topics that have been coming time and again in my reading and healing sessions, and I'd like to really provide whatever knowledge and whatever information that I have about this particular topic with you guys, just so that it's easier for you to understand healing in twin flame separation or in communication. So the first thing that I'd like to address is, okay, now I've come to know, or I feel it in my gut, that XYZ is my divine counterpart. And either I am in a relationship with him or her, and or I am basically in separation with my divine counterpart. So what next? So usually I have clients that ask me, I feel this immense amount of connection with this person. We've been talking and there's a huge age difference, or there is, a situation like my divine counterpart is married, I am married, we have children. It's really weird for me, or my divine counterpart is basically of a gender that I don't usually prefer. And now what? So what after you've basically validated yourself and through several other healers and readers that this person is my divine counterpart? How do I go ahead? What am I supposed to do after this? So that is the first thing that we'll be talking about. The second thing that we would be talking about is obviously the 3D and 5D dynamic in this relationship and on this journey. So the first thing that I'd like to dive into is what after we understand that that this particular person is my divine counterpart. So one common situation could be that you are recently in communication. Either you're friends with this person, or you're this person's colleague, or you're dating this person, or you're in separation with your divine counterpart, which means that you know that this person is your divine masculine or your divine feminine, and somehow they know and they choose to stay away from this connection, or from you, or they have asked you to not contact them, or they have basically not awakened to this whole dynamic. So the two situations are um you are in a communication with them, or you're in a separation with them. And both of these journeys, both of these phases are extremely important when it comes to learning in the twin flame journey. So the first thing, as I said, I believe firmly with all of my heart, is that your twin flame journey is your spiritual journey. It is most importantly your own healing journey and your own individual awakening journey. Yes, because there is a very strong connection between the soul, the part of the soul that is divine masculine, and the part of the soul that is the divine feminine. They obviously are extremely attached to each other. You might find that there is a lot of physical attraction, or you might feel uncommonly at home or uncommonly comfortable with this person. There's unexplained level of attachment, and that happens because of this soul connection. But it's not necessary 100% that this needs to be a romantic journey, or this needs to be a your conventional Hollywood love story. It doesn't need to be. It can be, and if it is, bless you, God bless you. That's how it's meant to be. But if it isn't, you don't have to suffer. And that is the most important part of it. So usually I see that after getting to know that you've met your divine counterpart, a lot of time is spent in struggle, in suffering. And that's really not the purpose of this journey. And it takes time to understand this. I will definitely ask you to not beat yourself up for reacting the way you are or for thinking what you are thinking. But I definitely like to guide you from whatever my experience has been and from whatever I have learned and whatever I've read about this dynamic. So the first thing that you can start by doing is, if you feel a lot more comfortable writing, you can start journaling. Whatever you feel, whatever you think, whatever emotions are passing through your heart, through your head, throughout this journey, you can journal them. You can write them. Be candid. Write whatever it is that you have to. The second thing that you have to do in this step, after you understand that that this person is your divine masculine or your divine feminine, is that you have to accept every single emotion and every single thought that comes to you. Because usually it is when we understand about twin flames that we start understanding we start doubting our level of sanity. And that happens, like, am I going mad? Like, what is this? People will not even believe me when I say this. And all of those thoughts do cross our minds, and that's completely normal, okay? That's completely normal. So the second thing that you need to do is absolutely 100% accept and feel and experience every single emotion that comes to you. Notice the triggers. Notice the times when your heart feels light. Notice the times when your energy feels drained. Notice the time when things anger you, make you jealous. Things basically don't work out for you, and you feel grief, you feel utter happiness, you feel all sorts of everything that's possible in the world. Try to really experience them without denying any emotion. And this needs to basically be done otherwise anyway. Like, every single emotion that comes in the human mind needs to be experienced instead of resisting, because resisting thoughts can trap them, and that makes it worse. Like, that blocks our chakras. That can basically complicate things even further. So journaling is one. Second is really accepting. Third, and the most important purpose of your divine journey with your counterpart is that of self-love. Your spiritual awakening begins with, it should ideally begin after you meet your divine counterpart, or you understand about your divine counterpart. So there are so many things in the world that you can do in order to love yourself more. So it might sound like, this is not something that everyone in a relationship probably wants to hear, or someone who's in separation wants to hear. But really, the most important purpose of a twin flame journey is for you to be able to love yourself the most, okay? So how do I love myself more? Now, there's several ways of doing that. Just to list a few are the most common ones. Like, you can start with writing things that you're grateful for. You can start by listing things about yourself that you love, or really trying to accept yourself. Every morning while you brush your teeth, you can basically list down all of those things about yourself that you're proud of. These are the common ways, and then there are bigger and more detailed ways of loving yourself. And for that, I mean, I can also heal you. I can also guide you about being able to love yourself more. There's so many other healers that you can take help of. There's so many more guides, new earth guardians that you can definitely work with in order to be able to love yourself more. But loving yourself is why your divine counterpart basically, shows themselves up. So the next thing that you really need to focus on is healing your own inner child, healing your shadows. You need to be able to heal yourself completely so that you're able to bring yourself home. And when you bring yourself home as a part of the divine counterparts, like for example, if I am a divine feminine and I'm able to completely heal my emotions and come back to the source, come back to the spirit, it basically means that I am uniting with my divine masculine. And that doesn't need to be in the physical form. Like, I don't really need to have my conventional happily ever after with my divine masculine, because that's really not always the point of a twin flame journey. Like, there's many people who will tell you that there are physical manifestations and there's union, and that person is going to email you and chat with you and text you and all of those 3D things. Let me tell you, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. If your twin flame is in separation with you, there is a purpose for this. There is a definitive goal that you have to achieve behind this, and that would be to focus on yourself. You have to spend time meditating. You have to spend time accepting yourself, forgiving yourself, healing your inner child, healing your shadows, completely accepting your shadows, completely caring for yourself and giving up codependency. Most of the times when we are in separation with our divine counterparts, we feel extremely miserable because we feel very codependent. The most important takeaway from this would be to not feel like our completedness depends on our divine counterpart, because this journey is going to make you complete yourself. And to know more about this, you're obviously going to have to take some healing sessions. You're going to have to take twin flame support sessions. You're going to have to take a few reading sessions in order to know what lessons you're meant to learn. What is it that you're expected to focus on? What is it that can help you unite with your divine masculine inside? So these are some of the things that need to be done after you understand that this person is your divine counterpart, or after or during your separation, or during your communication period. It doesn't matter. So even if you are with your divine counterpart and everything is fine, you are in your wonderful phase, and you are talking and you're dating and you're in a relationship, it won't really suffice the purpose if you don't heal yourself, if you don't focus on yourself, if you don't try to heal your issues of abundance, your issues of abandonment, your issues of codependency. Really, this is what it is supposed to teach you. This is what it is supposed to bring you back to the spirit and source. So that would be about what to do after you understand about your divine counterpart. And then the second thing that I'd like to talk about is the 3D and 5D dynamic. Now, for those who already know what a twin flame is, there is a soul, and the soul is split into two parts, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Now, the soul does not have a physical form. It does have a physical form, but it doesn't have a gender, so your soul is going to attract itself like it's going to recognize itself irrespective of the fact that you are a woman or a man or a divine, or like, it doesn't matter basically who the vessel is. What matters is that souls recognize each other, and it sort of is beyond 3D situations like gender and age and religion, culture, language, or physical situations of life, marital status, sexual orientation, everything. It's beyond that. It's way beyond that, because souls are not going to recognize each other by that. They are going to recognize each other by its energy, and that energy is more powerful than everything else. So your twin flame and you are in constant energy and in the same vibration all the time in the 5D. 5D is your higher realm, is your spirit, is your soul, is something that is beyond our physical realm. So it doesn't matter really what is going on in the 3D. It doesn't matter what your age is, or whether your divine counterpart is 30 years elder to you or 20 years younger to you. It is not going to matter, because the soul doesn't recognize this. So what the soul recognizes is that it is connected to the other part. What the soul recognizes is that in the 5D, these two parts are in complete harmony all the time. They are always connected. They are always in telepathy. They always forgive each other. They always love each other. And that doesn't mean that in your physical reality, you would be getting the same thing. So expecting your divine counterpart to act in a particular way, that is the blockage. That expectation is a blockage. And this is just a small example. So for example, if I am in separation with my divine counterpart and I'm expecting my divine counterpart to communicate with me, that is where my healing should start. My healing should start with trying to understand the reason for these expectations, trying to understand why this codependency, trying to understand why this ego. So because this in 3D stuff doesn't matter. Okay, 3D stuff does not matter in twin flame relationships, is what you need to definitely keep in mind. Energy is what you need to know is connected. Vibrations are what you need to know are connected. And it's way, way, way beyond all your physical reality. So these two things were basically, questions that kept arising again and again. And I really, really hope that this information is making, this whole dynamic a bit more uncomplicated for you guys. If you're seeing it, I do know that y'all have like a million questions and you don't know whether or not this person is really my twin flame, and then there's these 100 articles going on about fake twin flames and so forth. What you need to really believe in is your gut. If you feel that this is it, this is it. But you also need to know how you can benefit from this dynamic, and that is the most important part. Probably your soul decided to take birth together to be able to heal yourself, like to be able to bring the soul back to its source. And that does not necessarily mean ending up together in the end, or like marrying or getting back together. It means that your individual journey is complete back home and you're back to the source. So if you found this video informative and helpful, do hit like and please subscribe to my channel. Rasāsvāda Divination. And you can also visit my website for more of my work at rasāsvāda You can see the link to my website in the description box. And you can also follow me on my Instagram and Facebook pages to be able to connect more. And, if you have any questions, or if you're looking for twin flame support, spiritual awakening, and tarot guidance, and of course healing sessions, you can definitely follow me. I really hope that you get all the divine support, all the divine guidance and healing light that you truly deserve, and that you're able to come back to the source with or without the physical presence of your twin flames. So you do you, and this is to you, sending you lots and lots of light, lots and lots of love, and everything bright. Take care.